Breaking news for every Social Security recipient watching this video right now. If you're collecting Social Security retirement, SSI, or SSDI benefits, what I'm about to share with you could directly affect the amount of money hitting your bank account this month and in 2025. The Social Security Administration just confirmed critical details about the December 2025 payment schedule, and thousands of beneficiaries are confused about who qualifies, when payments arrive, and what the new raise actually means for their monthly income. If you depend on Social Security to pay your rent, your groceries, or your medical bills, you cannot afford to miss what's coming next. Stay with me. This affects you. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, this is where we break down Social Security, SSI, and SSDI updates in plain English. No jargon, no confusion, just the facts that protect your income and your peace of mind. My job is simple, to make sure you never miss a payment, never miss a deadline, and always know exactly what's happening with your benefits before it's too late. Every week, I see comments from people who didn't know about a schedule change, who missed important information, or who panicked because they weren't prepared. That's why this channel exists, to keep you informed, protected, and one step ahead. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications. Because the Social Security Administration doesn't always make this information easy to find, and I'm here to do that work for you. Now let's talk about December 2025, the new COLA raise, and exactly who qualifies for the updated payment amounts. Let's start with the biggest question on everyone's mind. What is the Social Security raise for 2025, and who actually qualifies? Here's what you need to know. The Social Security Administration announced a 2.5% cost of living adjustment, also called COLA, for the year 2025. This adjustment is designed to help your benefits keep up with inflation and rising costs of living. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2.5% doesn't sound like much, and you're right to feel that way when you're living on a fixed income and the cost of groceries, gas, rent, and medications keeps climbing. Every dollar matters. But here's the thing. This raise is automatic. You don't have to apply for it. You don't have to call the Social Security Administration. You don't have to fill out any forms. If you're receiving Social Security retirement, Social Security disability insurance, or supplemental security income, this adjustment will be applied to your benefit automatically. So let's break down exactly what this means for you. Who qualifies for the 2.5% COLA increase? You qualify for this raise if you are currently receiving Social Security retirement benefits, Social Security disability insurance, also known as SSDI supplemental security income, also known as SSI Social Security survivor benefits. If you fall into any of these categories, your monthly payment will increase starting in December 2025 for SSI recipients and starting in January 2026 for Social Security retirement and SSDI recipients. Yes, you heard that right. The timing is different depending on which program you're in, and that's where a lot of confusion happens. So let me explain this clearly. When does the raise take effect? If you receive supplemental security income, SSI, your first payment with the new COLA increase will arrive in December 2025. That's because SSI payments are always paid on the first of the month or the last business day of the prior month if the first falls on a weekend or holiday. So if you're an SSI recipient, you'll see your increased payment amount before the end of this year. Now, if you receive Social Security retirement benefits or SSDI, your first payment with the COLA increase will arrive in January 2026. That's because Social Security and SSDI payments are distributed based on your birth date and follow a staggered schedule throughout the month. Here's how that schedule works. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of the month, your payment arrives on the second Wednesday of each month. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th, your payment arrives on the third Wednesday. If you were born between the 21st and the 31st, your payment arrives on the fourth Wednesday. There's one exception. If you started receiving benefits before May 1997, or if you receive both Social Security and SSI, your payment comes on the third of every month, regardless of your birth date. So your January 2026 payment, whenever it arrives based on your birth date, will reflect the new 2.5% increase. How much will your payment increase? Now let's talk numbers, because I know that's what really matters to you. The average Social Security retirement benefit in 2024 is about $1,907 per month. With a 2.5% increase, that would go up to roughly $1,955 per month. That's an increase of about $48 per month, or about $576 per year. For SSDI recipients, the average monthly benefit is around $1,537. With a 2.5% COLA, that would increase to approximately $1,575 per month, a boost of about $38 per month, or $450 per year. And for SSI recipients, the maximum federal benefit amount in 2024 is $943 for an individual. With the COLA adjustment, that will increase to about $967 per month in 2025, an increase of roughly $24 per month or $288 per year. Now, your individual payment may be higher or lower depending on your work history, your earnings record, and whether you have other income. But these are the average numbers you can expect. I know some of you are thinking that's not enough, and I hear you. When rent goes up $100, when your medication costs double, when a trip to the grocery store costs $200 instead of $150, a $48 increase doesn't feel like relief. But this is the formula the Social Security Administration uses. The COLA is based on the Consumer Price Index, which tracks inflation. And while the formula isn't perfect, it's the system we have. What if you're new to Social Security or SSI? If you just started receiving benefits in 2024 or late 2025, you still qualify for the COLA increase. It doesn't matter when you started receiving benefits, as long as you're actively receiving payments in December 2025 or January 2026, the adjustment applies to you. And if you're planning to apply for Social Security or SSI soon, your benefit amount will automatically be calculated using the updated 2025 rates. Will everyone get the same increase? No, and this is important. The 2.5% COLA is a percentage-based increase, which means it's applied to your current benefit amount. So if you're receiving a higher monthly payment, your dollar increase will be bigger. If you're receiving a lower payment, your increase will be smaller in dollar terms, but it's still 2.5% of your benefit. Also, if you're subject to deductions, like Medicare Part B premiums, which are automatically deducted from your Social Security check, your net increase might feel even smaller. The standard Medicare Part B premium for 2025 is expected to be announced soon, and any increase in that premium will reduce the amount of your COLA that you actually see in your bank account. So, yes, you're getting a raise, but after Medicare and other deductions, the amount you take home may not feel like much. What about SSI recipients and income limits? If you receive SSI, there's something else you need to be aware of: income limits. SSI is a need-based program, which means your payment amount is affected by any other income you receive, including wages, pensions, or even help from family members. The 2.5% COLA will increase the maximum SSI payment, but if your income also went up, your SSI payment could be reduced or even eliminated depending on your situation. The SSA uses something called countable income to determine your SSI amount. If your countable income goes above a certain threshold, your SSI payment will be reduced dollar for dollar. So if you're receiving SSI and you also have other income, keep an eye on how much you're earning or receiving. You may need to report changes to the Social Security Administration to avoid overpayments, which you'd have to pay back later. Why does this matter right now? Because we're in December 2025. That means SSI recipients are about to see their first increased payment within days. And Social Security and SSDI recipients need to be ready for their updated payment in January. This is the time to check your bank account, review your budget, and plan for the months ahead. And if you haven't received a letter from the Social Security Administration explaining your new benefit amount, don't panic. Those letters are being mailed out now. You can also check your benefit amount online by logging into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. If you don't have an account yet, I strongly recommend creating one. It takes just a few minutes, and it gives you access to your earnings record, your payment history, and any updates to your benefits. Now, here's what I need you to do, and I'm saying this because I care about your financial security. First, do not spend money you haven't received yet. I know it's tempting to think, I'm getting an extra $50 a month, so I can afford this. But until that money is in your account, treat your budget the same way you always have. Second, review your Medicare premiums and any other deductions. If your Medicare premium goes up in 2025, and it probably will, that's going to eat into your COLA increase. Be prepared for that. Third, if you're an SSI recipient and your income or living situation has changed, report it to the Social Security Administration immediately. Do not wait. Unreported changes can lead to overpayments, and the SSA will come after that money. It's not worth the stress. Fourth, watch out for scams. Every time there's a COLA increase or a payment schedule change, scammers come out of the woodwork. The Social Security Administration will never call you and ask for your bank account information, your Social Security number, or any kind of payment. If someone contacts you claiming to be from the SSA and asks for personal information, hang up. Do not engage. And finally, stay informed. The Social Security system changes all the time. Payment dates shift, rules get updated, new policies roll out. That's why you need to stay connected to sources you can trust. And that's exactly what this channel is here for. Listen, I know how overwhelming this can be. Social Security, SSI, SSDI, the rules are complicated, the schedules are confusing, and the SSA doesn't always make things easy to understand, but you don't have to figure this out alone. That's why I make these videos. Every single week, I break down the latest updates, payment schedules, eligibility changes, and anything else that affects your benefits. And I do it in a way that actually makes sense. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update, because your financial security depends on staying informed. And I'm here to make sure you always know what's coming next. And if this video helped you, do me a favor. Share it with a friend, a family member, or anyone else who depends on Social Security. Let's make sure everyone in our community is protected and prepared. All right, let's recap. The 2.5% COLA increase is coming. If you receive SSI, your first increased payment arrives in December 2025. If you receive Social Security Retirement or SSDI, your first increased payment arrives in January 2026. The raise is automatic. You don't need to do anything to get it. But you do need to be aware of Medicare deductions, income limits if you're on SSI, and any changes to your personal situation that could affect your benefits. Check your My Social Security account, watch for your COLA notice in the mail, and most importantly, stay informed. You've worked hard for these benefits, you've earned them, and you deserve to understand exactly how they work. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay informed, and take care of yourself.